Hello guys and welcome back to Current Technologies. I'm Michael and today it's a new video. We're gonna talk about Agile. We will know what is Agile methodology and we will dive a little bit about Agile principles and flow and how to apply it for software development. So let's first know what is Agile. What is Agile methodology? Agile is a practice that ensure and encourage a continuous development and testing for whole software development lifecycle for a certain project. Unlike other methodology like waterfall, there is no continuous development and testing, but Agile it ensures that during all development lifecycle, you continually make development and continually make testing. And this is the main advantage of Agile methodology over any other methodology. Also, it's important to mention that Agile now, even if it's mainly designed for software development lifecycle, but still can be adapted in some other industries or fields, of course, with some different changes between software and other fields, but still many enterprises are trying to adapt Agile in their work environment, even if they are not specialized in software development. So now Agile is the most popular uh, methodology in whole software industry. Next, let's know how if we want to apply Agile methodology in our work or in our software projects, how we're gonna apply Agile, how we're gonna work with Agile. In this video, we will talk about the main headlines that will make you understand how to apply Agile in your work. First, we will know about the Agile roles. In Agile, there is many roles in the team that play or that is responsible for some important responsibilities in Agile flow. So we will talk about these Agile roles and then we will know the responsibilities in details about each role of these. And then we will talk about Agile Timeframe and lifecycle. We will know how to manage our time in Agile, how time is managed, how time is divided into uh, smaller units, and how to manage these units. We will know the type of meetings, what kind of meetings are conducted normally in Agile methodology, and we will talk about each meeting, what is the agenda of each meeting, and all these details. Also, we'll talk about the task management system and tool, how to manage boards in Agile, what is included in each board, what is access for team members. All this we will talk about. So we will dive deep in Agile methodology. We will give you a correct and a sharp vision about how to apply Agile in your work. So now let's begin first with Agile roles. Let's highlight what is the main Agile roles. Okay, first we have project manager, then technical lead. We have Scrum Master, and it's also called sometimes Agile Facilitator. And we have product owner, and lastly we have programmers. Now let's talk about responsibilities for each role in details. First, we have the project manager. What is the role or what is the responsibility for project manager? Let's say, or you should know that project manager, he represents the highest managerial level in Agile. So he's the highest one who give order commands, who manage the work. He's the one setting the high level plans for the project. He's the one taking the decisions about about what to do in the project, what work should be done in the project. Also, the project manager is responsible for communication with the product owner, and we will know later what is the role or what is the responsibility of product owner. Next, we'll move on to technical leads. What is the responsibility for technical lead? He takes the decisions from the project manager and he is responsible for translating these decisions into technical tasks. So, in other words, he is telling how decisions taken by the project manager, how should be done technically. Next, he assign tasks to programmers and he review and merge tasks after it's done by programmers. Next role is the Scrum Master or the Agile Facilitator, who makes sure that the Agile methodology is done and practiced to its best, to the highest that this team can do for Agile. He manage meetings and send invitations for meetings, and he put the agenda for each meeting. He handles the communication between team members, and also he is the one responsible for communication between different teams if required, if needed, and so on. He's the one like the most agile centered role is the Scrum Master. It's all about how to apply agile principles to let the work done. Then we have the product owner. Product owner in Agile, it's acting as a client in Agile process. So he makes sure that the product meets the real client requirements. And last, we have the programmers. Programmers, they have no special responsibilities, but to do tasks and participate in some meetings. This will lead us to talk about the Agile Timeframe lifecycle and also about meetings in Agile. Let's first talk about Agile Timeframe. The biggest time frame in Agile is a year, but this year is divided into 4 quarters. Each quarter is 3 months, okay? And this quarter also contains 5 to 6 sprints, okay, divided into sprints, and each sprint is 2 weeks. So we have a year. Year has 4 quarters, or divided into 4 quarters. Each quarter divided into 6 sprints, and each sprint is 2 weeks, 14 days. So as we said, a quarter contains 6 sprints. There is 2 types of sprints, a normal sprint and an epic sprint. What is an epic sprint? Epic sprint is the last sprint in a quarter. Like if you have 6 sprints, the first 5 sprints are normal sprints, but the last sprint is called an epic sprint. So what is an epic sprint? What is special in epic sprint? Epic sprint is totally dedicated to plan the work for the next quarter. During this epic sprint, you should set all the new features that you're gonna work on in the next quarter, okay? And you should decide in which sprint of the quarter these certain tasks will be done. So it's totally about planning for the upcoming epic, for the upcoming quarter. The rest 5 sprints are normal sprints working on doing and finishing the tasks that are planned for in the previous epic sprint. I hope this point is clear. Let's move on to talk about the meetings conducted in normal Agile sprint. We have some like 5 kinds of meetings conducted in Agile sprint. We will talk about each of them in detail, but first let's highlight this meeting. We have stand-up meeting, we have task estimation meeting, we have sprint planning meeting, we have sprint retrospective meeting, and last we have demo meeting. Let's dive in each one of them. Stand-up meeting is the one conducted every day in the morning. All team members will discuss about 3 points: what he did yesterday, what he is planning to do today, and what problems he faced, if any. Okay, so stand-up meeting is the simplest meeting in Agile Sprint. The other meetings like task estimation, sprint planning, sprint retrospective, and demo meeting, it's a little bit more complex, and it's conducted only once in a sprint. At the end of each sprint, to be more focused, at the end of each sprint, we conduct this task estimation, sprint planning, and so on. The only meeting that is done every day is a stand-up meeting. So let's move on and discuss the rest of the meeting types. Let's go to the task estimation meeting. What is the task estimation meeting? As we said, it's a meeting that is done at the end of each sprint, okay, to estimate the time for tasks that will be done in the next sprint. It's all about planning for the next sprint. So in this meeting, each programmer will say first his capacity for next sprint, and then we'll do some time estimation or time plan for each task. What is this all about? What is capacity of a programmer? As we said, sprint is 2 weeks of work. So these 2 weeks are 14 days, 10 working days and 4 days off. So capacity means the number of working days that this programmer is available to work. We have total of 10 working days in a sprint. By default, we deduct 2 days from them for meetings and for any kind of emergency that could happen. So in total, like maximum number of days that is available for programmer is 8 days. So in task estimation, each programmer should give his capacity with maximum of 8 days. If he's not planning to take any leaves in the upcoming sprint. But if he is planning for some leaves, these 8 days will be less. We will lessen his capacity for example, 5 days, for 6 days, whatever. Okay, after we finish giving capacity for each programmer in the team, we will move on to the next part in the task estimation meeting, which is giving an estimated time plan for each task. Like we will move by tasks one by one, okay? And each programmer that this task is related to his field, he will give an estimated time plan to finish this task. By the end of this meeting, we will know the capacity or the days available to work for each programmer in the team, and also we will know the time estimated for each task to be done in the upcoming sprint. Once we are done with the task estimation meeting, we will move on to the next meeting, which is sprint planning meeting. What is sprint planning meeting? We're already done with the information that is the output of the task estimation meeting. Using this output, we will go through the sprint planning meeting. We will plan how the work and the tasks will be done in the upcoming sprint. Okay. Finally, we will get another meeting, which is a sprint retrospective meeting. In this meeting, each team member will evaluate the last sprint and will give a feedback about the last sprint and will say any notice about mistakes that happened or made in the last sprint. And also each team member will say his opinion on how to maintain a better agile methodology in the upcoming sprints. Finally, we have the demo meeting. This team, after finishing the sprint, will make a demo, and this demo will be shown to the product owner to take his feedback. And as we said before, this product owner acting as the client. So as if you are showing your work that is done during the last sprint, you are showing it to the client and taking his feedback. Okay. Now we are done with meetings in Agile Sprint. Let's talk about another thing, which is task management board. Mainly, or the most popular tool used for this task management board is Trello or Jira. So what is task management board in Agile? Each sprint has a certain board showing all tasks should be done in that sprint, and also it's showing which programmer is assigned to finish each task. You should also know that each board contains 5 tables expressing the task's state, which are to do, the tasks that's still not done, in progress, which is the tasks that are still in progress, blocked. This table contains the tasks that are blocked by a problem. Like, for example, if some task is dependent on another task which is still not done. Like, for example, if I'm a front-end programmer and I have a task that is dependent on a back-end API, okay, and the back-end programmer still didn't finish the API task. So for me, my front-end task is dependent on this unfinished API task. So I have to wait for the API to be done, and then I can start working on my front-end task. So we call this task blocked task, and we put it in blocked table. Another table expressing another task state, which is in review. Tasks that are done by programmer but still under review or not reviewed by the technical lead. Okay. And then the done table, tasks that are done by the programmer and then approved by the technical lead. So you, as a programmer, you take your task from the to-do list, you work on it in the in progress state. If you faced issue with this task, it will be set in the blocked state until the problem is solved. It will come back to the in progress state until you as a programmer finish your work on this task. It will move on to the in review state. Now your work as a programmer is done, and it's passed to the technical lead to review this task, and then there is 2 possibilities. First, that this technical lead will approve your task, so it will move on from in review state to the done state. Or the technical lead will have some comments about this task, so he will put it back to you in the in progress state, and so on. I hope this point is clear to you. Also, I want you to know that there is an extra board, okay, in the management board system called backlog board. This backlog board contains the list of the tasks that the team and the managers still didn't decide in which sprint should be these tasks be done. So it's temporarily kept in backlog board. Okay, that's all for the task management board. And lastly, we were gonna talk about the communication channel in Agile. Like, each team should have a communication channel between its members, and this communication channel should contain all work-related conversations between team members. And for example, the most popular tool used for this communication channel is Slack channel for developers team. I think I said all what I want about Agile methodology, principles, and flow for software development. I hope it's clear to you, and I hope this video will help you to apply Agile methodology in your work and in your projects. And please, if you have any feedback or any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. I will be so happy to answer your questions and inquiries. And see you in the next video. Please, if you find this video helpful, please like and share. Also subscribe to my channel for more videos to come, and see you in the next video. Happy coding!